The shocking case of the Turpin family, a true horror story. Imagine living in a house of horrors, where love is replaced by fear, freedom by chains, and meals are a privilege, not a right. This is the unimaginable true story of the Turpin family. 13 children held captive by their own parents, suffering abuse, malnutrition, and imprisonment in their own home. For years, no one knew the horrors hidden behind those walls, until one brave child risked everything for freedom. This is the shocking case of the Turpin family. The Turpin family, a normal facade. On the outside, David and Louise Turpin seemed like an ordinary couple. They lived in Paris, California, with their 13 children. They even shared family photos on social media, posing in matching outfits at Disneyland. But what those photos didn't show was the nightmare happening behind closed doors. David worked as an engineer. While Louise was a stay-at-home mom to outsiders, they appeared strict but religious. No one suspected the horrors lurking inside their home, the House of Horrors. What really happened inside the Turpin home was beyond comprehension. The children, ranging from toddlers to adults, were severely malnourished, rarely bathed, and lived in squalor. They were chained to their beds for days, sometimes weeks, as punishment. They were denied food, eating only once per day while their parents feasted on normal meals. They were forbidden to shower more than once a year. They weren't allowed to go outside, play, or interact with the world. They were homeschooled but barely knew how to read or write. Louise and David controlled every aspect of their children's lives, inflicting psychological and physical abuse daily. The children were slowly wasting away, both physically and mentally, the escape. On January 14, 2018, everything changed. Jordan Turpin, 17 years old, made a daring escape through a window, carrying an old cell phone she had secretly found. She dialed 911, her hands trembling, unsure if help would come. In a soft but desperate voice, she told the operator, "I just ran away from home because I live in a family of 15, and we have abusive parents. My 2 little sisters right now are chained up." The operator could barely understand her. Jordan had been so isolated, her words were broken and unsure, but her bravery changed everything. The rescue. Authorities arrived at the Turpin home not knowing what to expect, but what they found shocked even the most seasoned officers. The house reeked of urine, feces, and rotten food. Some of the children were shackled to their beds, too weak to stand. They were frail, pale, and severely underweight. The 29-year-old daughter weighed only 82 pounds. They had never seen a doctor or dentist in their entire lives. They didn't even know what police officers were. As officers led the children outside, they saw sunlight for the first time in years. The arrest and trial. David and Louise Turpin were arrested immediately. The charges were shocking. 12 counts of torture, 12 counts of false imprisonment, 7 counts of abuse of a dependent adult, 6 counts of child abuse. Their trial revealed more horrors. Louise had laughed while watching her children suffer. David used psychological manipulation to keep control. The children had been starved, beaten, and mentally broken. On April 19, 2019, the Turpins were sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years, but the damage they had done was irreversible. Life after freedom. The Turpin children had to learn everything from scratch: how to eat properly, how to speak to people, how to live a normal life. Some have spoken out, like Jordan Turpin, who became an advocate for child abuse survivors. But despite their freedom, many of the children faced struggles. Some even fell into poverty due to a lack of support. How did this happen? The Turpin case raises disturbing questions. How did no one notice? How did they get away with it for so long? How many other children are suffering in silence? This case is a terrifying reminder that abuse can be hidden behind the most ordinary-looking walls. If you see something suspicious, speak up. You might save a life. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share to spread awareness. Let us know in the comments. What do you think should be done to prevent cases like this in the future? Until next time, stay aware, stay safe.